Hey, howdy, everybody. Hello, hello, my arty friends. What are we doing today? We're doing all sorts of things, and we have new stamps. First stamps of 2025, y'all. Exciting stuff.
Well, I haven't moved over in, not because I'm trying to make room for the child.
We have a guest that wants to show some things.
And Matt, I want y'all to.
First up is a horsey.
This is the pre-show.
Horsey.
She's been busy with her Legos.
Horsey.
I would like y'all to know a little funny story here, because Gigi, hey, over here, bought Izzy a bunch of Legos for Christmas, which we were all very excited about. Now, she had this genius idea to bust all these things apart and put it in this caboodle thing, whatever. So let me tell you, when we were building the big thing, created some confusion, because there were multiple bags that were, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There were multiples of each one of those. So as we were doing the things, we weren't really remembering that there were multiple sets. So that made for an interesting little thing. And we're like, why are there so many extra parts? Isn't that a cute little cart? And she's built these all by herself. Okay, show the... Okay. Look at that. Very cute.
And
super
you can
cute.
put people's things inside.
Oh, can you?
You can?
The little ones.
Yeah, you just take off the top, put stuff in there.
It's like a convertible. You gotta pop the top to get them in.
Well, I
Ready?
see.
Yeah.
Kitty holding a rocket launcher that shoots a bomb.
I promise, she's okay.
Her Uncle Nate used to draw pictures of people getting blown apart, and then pictures of people in the ocean where the sharks had
He was really into Army. He was really into Army.
But anything involving blood and blowing up and
Yay.
dismembering, he was into that.
He's okay,
We were
too.
worried about him, too. Okay. Fix your shirt. What are you doing?
Oh, she's showing off this is her T-shirt. Oh, and it's very windy today.
Yes,
The
So
polar
that means
blast
I'm
is...
probably going to have
polar blast is occurring.
polar blast.
She's very sad that the polar blast is not including snow.
Oh, yeah, and I
said I don't think we're in the right area.
clearly
Oh, yes. Down here.
2025.
Down
Oh,
here.
she did?
Signature.
Without asking. Okay, thank you.
Did you not notice that?
No, I did. Remember I said, oh my God, you did it on your own. Love you.
She goes
Okay.
back to school on Tuesday.
We're very excited. All right. This is P over here.
M over there.
Patricia.
Mariah.
And together
We are
PM Artist
Studio.
Okay, I've got you keep moving.
I
we go.
never. How's the sound? I don't have my.
Nobody's
Cap
complained so
on
far, but I
today.
haven't really, totally looked. All right, my arty friends, you know the deal. You need to say hello in the chat so we can say hello back. Sorry, we did the, we had a little Izzy pre-show. So,
Ooh.
give some extra hello hands. I'm going to say hello to everybody. Let's get this show on the road. We have lots of new things to show you. And Laura is here. Anina, Anthony, Art Curious. That's Miriam, Bartender's daughter. Becky, Belinda, Christy, Darcy, Darlene, Dana, Devin Rex. That's Yolande, Eddie, Elizabeth Volkomer, Gray, Griffin Shell. That's Rhonda. Order Paper Crafts. That's Mimi, Yanka, Jennifer McKinnon, Jennifer's Dog Life. Joni Miron, Jocelyn, Just Me, Lindsay, Lydia, Mark Hines, Marcia, Michelle, Paula, Panka, Rosemary, Sophia, Sandy, Shannon, Silver Graniner, Grumpy Gnome, that's Lynn Tegan, the Shelley Studio, that is Margle. If I missed you, it was not on purpose, simply didn't show up in the list. Give me a little extra like Heather Higby. She gave me a little extra pinky hello hand. Lisa, hello. Okay, so, shall we get to it? You want to just show them the stamps? They're all available in the shop right now. I don't know that P's actually going to use them today, but Izzy did help me with the stamping of them for the photographing, and then brought you up some things. She said that you already gel printed on some of them. I don't know if that's in your mix of stuff today or not.
It isn't.
Hey, but, layer one, y'all.
Layer one is right. Now, I don't have the stamps over on my side.
Oh, she doesn't. Okay. I have to set them over there. 1 second. I gotta do it. And let me go topside while I'm doing that. Top view. There we go.
Because they can be looking at this while I'm.
Or you can talk about your jewelry, or
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to put up your bridge or.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Bridge table.
I love this.
All right, here we go.
And I did write on the back of them their style number and whatnot. And Darcy, how are you doing? Are you recovering? She's on solid foods, and that's exciting.
Oh, yeah.
You know, a few days of just liquids, and I'll make you cranky.
Especially hospital liquids, because they're hospital
I
liquids.
think she was ready to get out of there. She's like,
horrible. I told them, I said, I can't take this anymore.
this is torture. I think they do that on purpose.
And yeah,
I mean, if they made it real nice to stay there, people would be like, meh, you know.
Yeah. I stayed in the hospital with Mariah after she was born for like 7 days. I was shy of 7. They kicked me out on the 7th day. And the doctor came in and said, "Good God, why are you still here?" I said, "Well, the food's not bad," and it wasn't then. And I really like this. They bring the child, and I nurse her, and then they come and get her and take her away, and you know,
This
it's
is-
great. I mean, what?
Who wouldn't
What's
want
not
this?
to like? He says, "I can tell this is number 2
Yeah.
child." He says the ones that come in and have number 1, they can't wait to get out of here.
The other ones are like, oh yeah, I got a kid at home. No, I'm
Nah,
good.
I'm good.
I've been doing this.
Yeah. Okay. So this was a good one because, you know, remember actually one of the prints. That
It's the year of the snake.
Is
Also,
it really?
Mhm, yes.
Yeah, last year was a dragon.
Yeah, so now we're on the snakes. I think the year of the snake is my year. If I remember the calendar from the, you know, Chinese food restaurant place.
Yeah, mine's a rabbit.
Seems right.
Yeah. Hippity hoppity.
Mhm.
Okay, so
Oh, that's by Yolande. I don't know if y'all remember or not, but it does match up to the stencil.
The
stitch.
stencil,
Yeah,
yeah.
so that'll be a lot of fun to mix those up and get those.
yeah, I'm going to keep that out here because we've got that one print. And I don't know if I've retired it or not. All right, so I call these, when I saw them, I said, compass roses.
So that's
But
what we
they're
call them.
really kind of a combination, and they have cultural references, but they're so,
Well, I think I would say
integrated
not
with-
references, but more like a nod to.
yes.
You can definitely they feel like you've seen them before, but Brad did not base them on anything particular. Like it just was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
These are by Brad.
Aztec calendar. This one's almost like,
I think some of them even have a very Stargate feel to them.
Yes.
Very sci-fi. Then there's more. Yeah, there's like Aztec or even like a Sumerian.
yes, definitely.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think they're very cool. I am excited to use these. Can you see the pile I've got
Hello,
here?
Mad. Welcome. Hi,
And
Sonia.
I this one I love this so much.
Oh, these are by Darcy. Now, there are 4 styles. What's kind of interesting, so one of them is a little bit bigger than the others, but most of them are kind of almost a square. But these also are a nod to her sweater weave stencils, some of them, not all of them. But I think, again, really cool to be able to mix, you know, if you have the stencils, now there's the stamps to kind of go with them. In 4 different styles. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you, so I thought I'd accomplished everything yesterday, and then we had gone to dinner, and then Brad was like, yeah, I still need to do those stamps, and I'm like, oh my God. So I was up till midnight.
Really?
Yeah. I finally ended up getting those in by about 11, and then it was also time for laundry. So I've been.
Yeah, I've got to do laundry. We're gonna.
Mm-hmm.
We have house guests
Hey, Margie.
coming in.
We do.
I'm very excited about that. Haven't seen these people for a long time.
Okay, so now the funny thing is here in the screen you will realize that these are backwards. But yours will be the right way.
We promise.
They are in the picture because we flipped the picture because, you know, technology. Yay. But yeah, so they are like, you see them the right way on the stamp, which is not the right way. because you
Yeah.
want it to be, the other way. But the other way. But these are by Rhonda. And so she showed me one of these. I mean, it's been months, I think. And I was like, oh, I can't remember which one was the first one. Rhonda, please let us know. And if you'll, like light up my name or whatever in the chat, if you know how to do that. But then I was like, ooh, we need this one and this one. Because I wanted to say she did the 8. And then I was like, I would love a 13. Because I know some people don't like that number. And then like a love potion number 9. Yeah. Okay, P's 8. Because see, the 8, because we always talk about 8 days. 8. We needed an 8. I mean,
we're not. We can't work on years yet because it's only been 4. But half of 8.
4 times 2.
Okay, I just see a lot of possibilities here on these little joggers.
Yes, definitely. I think that and they fit nicely onto an ATC.
Yes, they do.
They're perfect for that. And then they have especially like the love potion number 9 one with Valentine's coming up. Look at us, getting things out early. And then I loved that the 13 is very royal, so I even put that in the description just because, keywords, y'all. Keywords
I like
matter.
The little
yes.
ringlet there. It's very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice details on
and
all
right
of
there next to all of this, that biggin, size matters, y'all, is Eddie's Swedish Love Star.
Oh, isn't that wonderful? I can just see that on the side of a...
And he said, this is as small as I can make it because it was starting to burn out the little accents and things there. So
the tiny parts.
Eddie likes his stamps big. He's got a lot of love to give.
He does. And here's the thing. You don't have to have all of it on there. You could just take parts of it.
And again, kudos to my daughter for helping. She was actually helpful.
Yeah,
we had a process. She kind of, went rogue for a minute. And I was like, listen, I will kick you out of here. Because I got to get this done. And she straightened right up and understood the mission.
And she brought me the things she told me to gel plate them. Now, this cracks me up.
Okay. Now, this was a special request. Walter, are you here? I don't know if Walter's here. But he said, I have, I really would love some hear no, see no, speak no evil kind of thing. And so I was like, who would be perfect for that? That would be Paula. And so Paula, very kindly, and of course in Paula's style, gave us 4 animal options.
Okay, here. I was trying to get that.
There's cats, monkeys, and penguins and frogs.
And frogs, and I can't get them all.
I know, I couldn't get them all on the same thing or, in a row.
There we go.
Yeah. Would love to know your favorite, y'all. I guess I was going to just pick 1 or 2, but then Brad was like, no, but they're all cute. And I'm like, I know. And then I like the penguins. I really like the cats, and the frogs are hilarious. I mean, and then you can't say no to the monkeys because kind of the monkeys are the original.
Yeah.
So, here they all are. They will fit on an ATC, I believe, for the most part.
All right, so I'm going to stack them up, and then I'm going to show you the stamp because I think you get more of an idea of. All right, so
this frog. Okay, go down a little bit.
So
down.
See no evil, or hear no evil. What? Oh,
yeah, there you go. Perfect.
And speak no evil.
Yeah,
frogs. Very funny.
Becky loves them.
This is so cool because you could do a
Lynn loves the penguins.
Triptych of ATC cards, and each one would have a different. And then you could line them up, and they would be a.
Oh, Joni loves the frogs.
Set. All right, here's the. How's it go? Speak.
Speak. See, hear,
hear.
Speak. See. Hear, speak.
See.
Yeah, down. There you go. Yeah. I know. That's why they all got made.
Correct.
Because it was really hard to get, It felt bad to like not include one of them, or the penguins I think are my favorite because then it just makes me think of the Madagascar ones, and I just love those penguins in those movies. And plus, then Izzy watched the latest Wallace and Gromit one, and the penguin's bad. Seems right, but so there's many funny Chuck Bleep penguin. Yes, and they come in the set of 3. We're not breaking them up because I was like, but no. That was going to be, like, hot mess crazy. I feel like if you're committed to it, you're committed. The cats. And that one in the middle just looks pissy, and that is, like, such a cat face. No, P is not a lefty.
No.
She is just spatially challenged. She's spatial. And she not like I'm not being mean.
No,
she really is. Oh, and Happy Feet. Yes. Oh, good God, that movie made me cry.
All right, I'm just going to what? Happy what?
Happy Feet. You remember that? I think Robin Williams was one of the voices, if not the voice of the main, right?
All right, I'm going to have you come get these.
Okay, that's everybody. That's everything. That's all that's new.
And I'm going to keep these in there.
Okay.
And I'm going to keep this one out for just a sec because I do, I want to.
And I did get P some more bins, but we've got to work on maneuvering things and whatnot. I mean, there were so many possibilities. It's just then,
It is, and I would like to free up my beads.
You mention that often. I don't know that is part of the possibilities. But, if we at least pulled them out of there and pushed everything back. But see, the problem is you...
I can't reach some of that stuff if we push it all the way to the back.
So it's just wasted space back there.
Yeah.
Maybe we should build one of those. Like, you can... Okay, so I was watching, obviously Izzy's been watching things like on my YouTube, so like I'm getting recommended things that I normally wouldn't, but then I'm also like, yeah, I kind of dig that. So there's this one dude that she watches that has these 2 cats, and he does these things with the cats, or for the cats, which I mean, who doesn't love a cat video? Something wrong with you if you don't. A little suspect of that. Even if you don't like cats, like the videos are good. But he built a whole castle kind of thing in his living room. I don't know if it was really for the cats. It felt like it was more for him. But this is justification, and I totally understand that because, like, there are things that I buy for Izzy that I'm like, I think you'll like that. I like it. I am very in love with her Hatchimals and upset that, she has lost many of them. I try to contain them. Anyway, side note. So, they were these cardboard box bricks things that he built the whole castle deal out of. And what would be kind of cool, because you can buy them in these sets, and then you just build the little bricks. We could decorate the bricks and then just stack them in the back. So, it's sort of like a hollow wall. It's useful because it contains or keeps you at the depth that one has to be.
I applaud this.
But as far as your beads are concerned, I have no flipping idea because I think the problem is that in their current containment system, it does not work with any surface that we have.
But it's the surface that I like because accessibility is 90% of the game when you're beading.
I understand.
You don't need to be digging through flipping bins when you're beading. No bins in beading.
I'm gonna get her a shirt. Anyway, so there you go.
Okay, well, enough of that.
Yeah.
All right. I have some papers that I did off.
Hi, Liz.
Off camera.
Oh, good. Liz, no, we didn't give away that much. She said, do we have more space now that we did the giveaway? No, it cleared out the box that was sitting over here.
You don't have to trip over the big box in front of the stuff over there.
We'd have to do like a liquidation sale. You know, those furniture stores that are always liquidating? Mm-hmm. That would be us. If we were to,
Yeah, if I wanted
Hey,
to,
Nadine.
I have a hard time releasing things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I wanted to talk a little bit about this one because this is one of, and I don't use this stuff as often as I should because I don't remember. It's Liquitex Professional Soft Body Acrylic, and it's in quinacridone burnt orange. And that's what I used for this to pull it. And you can tell it's a final pull because of all this mucky muck
The gook.
on the edge here.
The build up.
Yeah. But I think this is a brilliant print.
Yeah.
I love it.
It looks burnt and bubbly. I always feel like this looks like, whenever people are showing those old films and then like the light bulb gets too hot or whatever and then the film starts.
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I like this very much. I wouldn't do anything else to this. I know I showed this, but I wanted to show it again.
I don't know if you showed that one.
I pulled it really fast.
Yeah. And here's kind of a funny thing.
There are like 5 layers counting the...
But when you first pulled that, the purple was a lot lighter looking. Because, see, one of the things, and we talk about this every once in a while, that your prints may change as the paint actually soaks into either the other paint or the paper. And I think this is a prime example of that. Because you weren't seeing through the bubbles as much when it was pulled.
Because, see, here's the bubble. But behind the bubble, you see what color? Yellow. When you put violet over yellow, you're always going to brown out.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Estelle.
That.
Hey, Kathy.
But anyway, I think that this is a brilliant print. I wanted to show this one again because I've got some ideas for this one. And I'm going to put it aside. And but I want to really look at these areas here where it's almost topographical.
Mm-hmm. Puckery
business going on there. Isn't that fabulous? All right, we're going to put this.
Oh, Margie wants to know, what have you decided about your used gel plates?
Well, I'm glad that you asked. I already have one person who sent me a wonderful little, is it okay if I go ahead and talk about it now? I mean, we're going to announce it in Makers, but you know what? Screw that. If you're here watching today,
plead your case.
Plead your case.
Send her being Patricia. That's Patricia Carmichael on Facebook.
In the
I cannot help you with this.
In the
lightning bolt
message thing. Tell me, as Mariah said, make a case for yourself. What do you want it for?
Mm-hmm.
And
why do you need it?
Two of them will have an acrylic bottom to them. All of them will be in tins.
No, and I need to cut that other one, and I'll get it. So all of them will have one.
They will? Okay.
I just
because I've already decided that I was going to take the stuff off of the new gel plate and just cut it down and put it so it fit in there.
But no, I should be able to cut it down. I just need to do it.
And anyway, I've got 2 more left. So make a case for yourself, and we'll get those out. I like this one, but I still think it needs some more. I don't know what it needs, but I'm putting it over in the to be whatever. There are parts of this one that I really like, but what I think it needs is it just needs a bit of punch.
Is that better, Michelle?
Browned out so much that it's just really lost a lot of its appeal and its sparkle. And I've got some ideas for that. This just needs another layer. I'm liking this. I don't know what to do with it. And what I do with the what I don't knows, I put them over here in the sort of dones, and then, yeah. I think this is brilliant.
Gray this is funny. She says, I'm available to evaluate essays if you were assembling a committee. Careful.
Assembling a committee.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think I'm going to be the committee of one. All right, I wanted to talk about this one because it was pulled with green gold. And then I came in, and remember, this was all kind of white over here, and I just went over it and brushed on some stuff to make it all. And I think that needs another layer. It's nice, but it still needs another layer. Same for this one. You can see that there's another layer of the underneath. But it just needs something. It's not terribly interesting. This, on the other hand, is very busy.
Very busy.
I have some ideas for this.
A little hard on the eyeballs right now.
A little hard on the eyeballs. I really like this a lot. And I don't know what to do to it.
I like that.
So I'm going to put it aside. Okay, basically what I did with this is I just went over it with a pink washout layer.
Oh.
And I think it just needs something on top of it. You know, one of those stencils that I've got over there. Or I've got another stencil that Mariah found
And that's
for
the
me.
friend to the first one you showed.
Yeah.
Right there.
Right here.
Right
Well,
there.
actually, I think this was it. And then what was left on the plate.
Right. That's the main pole. And then that's what was left.
And see, you can see the difference between the quinacridone and the transparent red iron oxide.
Mm-hmm.
It just, that quinacridone just has, it's like the ultima of the red iron oxide.
Yeah. Oh, yes. You guys are like jumping on it. I love it. Like, have you been over to Makers?
No.
Have you seen your header and all that? I tell you. I mean, we're day 5 in to January, lady.
Hey, you know, these didn't just print themselves.
I hear you. Okay, but real quick. So, if you are not a part of Makers, you should be, because if you want to be involved in things, we have things. Things like the color combo, which now this year includes a mark making thing, which is grid, and the colors are a fuchsia, a turquoise, and a purple. If you want to see the exact ones, you need to go to Makers. Makers of Mixed Media Art and Arts Facebook group. There's a swap. Actually, there are 2 swaps, because there's a Misfit Scrap swap, and then there's Becky's swap. I can't remember what Becky's swap is this time, because she was all like, well, you need to go over and read the thing. So you know what? Go over and read the thing, because that's in Makers. And then you got to sign up. I think you only have 3 more days to do so.
Yeah, the 8th is when the usually when
they're announced. Yeah, I think you have until the 7th to sign up, and then on the 8th, because you know it's 8 days.
And I haven't yet, but I will. I will get over there.
I don't know if that was on purpose. I just had that little moment where I'm like, was that on purpose? 8 days?
Okay. Now, I want to talk about this a little bit because it has some really great parts to it.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think it really needs one more layer of something, and I've got some ideas for that. So we'll put that over here. Now, this one, I think this one came off brilliant. Can you remember this? It was just the red and the white with some mucky blue out there.
Mm-hmm. And then it had, started out like with P's Circle Rings of Madness. Then it had just the little version of Baubles, Stars and Baubles from by Stella. In the 5x7 right there in the little square there. And then you put one of the new Trig stencils over it.
Constellation Trig.
Mm-hmm. Or Trig Constellation. I did add that to it because she kept referring to it as that. So, and we talked about it in the live stream that way. So I was like, all right, people are probably. And then Brad was like, yeah,
this just shows you, you're just one layer away from a really stellar print. And I think this is it. I just, you know, I'm okay. This is a beautiful example of many, 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 many layers. I used all 3 of the stencils.
Hello,
underneath it was, I think either puzzle or what's the other one that I like so much? Oh,
I don't remember.
Cracked Earth.
Cracked Earth. She means desert cracks.
Yes, I think that's what it started out as. Well, it started out as a brayer off.
Mm-hmm.
But isn't it just wonderful? I mean, I don't know. It makes my heart sing to look at that. Okay, I think you can see this is the circles underneath, and then this is one of the constellations on top.
It's pretty cool. Did you do this one on stream?
No.
Okay, what's going on with the purple, and how did you get that kind of... I mean, it almost looks like a bubble wrap effect to it.
What it was a pickup. I don't know.
Which that'll happen kind of paint to paint.
Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go. I should put those together.
You really should. Like, tell the story, lady. Come on now.
I know. All right. So, this is the flop off.
Yeah. Because that's the lines from the stencil.
Then this is the pickup.
Off the plate.
Off the plate. But it was the pickup for...
Margie has sent you a lightning bolt message. She wants you to know that.
Okay.
Okay.
Very good. I do read those.
Especially if she knows about them.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I have to let her know that people...
Especially if I know about it.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can see that this is the ring one underneath, and I think it was either a flop off or a pickup. I can't remember which one.
Yeah.
And also this one was too, which is, I think, kind of interesting. But this one was just kind of ho-hum, and I don't know. The brayer off underneath it was kind of lacking. And you can see there's some other stuff going on here.
Oh, yeah, because there's a little bit of gauze happening there. I don't... Or
gauze.
Or was that part of when you were doing some of the...
It could be mashup. Because, see, look, here's the...
Yep, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Because it's a little wider gauze, too. Like, so if it's really close together, that's the original. Yeah.
So it's got a lot of stuff going on here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just, I'm not feeling it yet. It needs something, but I don't know what it needs. So it goes into over there and whatever. I think this is interesting. And I don't know that I'm finished with it, but I am for now.
Hey, and FYI, my Canadian friends, apologies. We are still waiting for shipping to open up in our shipping software. They still haven't given us access back to, like, opting for just regular post. We can...
Really?
Yeah, we can do FedEx, we can do DHL, UPS,
Like
all of the other carriers, but because of the postal strike, I think what they're trying to do is any third party, and ours is a third party because we use Shippo, like, they have halted the ability so that way they can kind of catch up.
Yeah, and move the stuff out the back.
Right, and do like what we're doing where we're holding stuff until we have access back to regular shipping. So just wanted to give that heads up here on the stream because I know many of y'all that are kind of waiting. Yeah. Or let me know if you want us to ship it FedEx or whatever, but the problem with that is that
it's really expensive.
It is, because then they tack on all of these other taxes and fees and customs and blah, blah, blah. It is, it is what it is.
Okay, well, y'all were here when you can see right down here. Here's your clue of what stencil was left over on the plate.
Y'all remember that?
Yeah. Remember that?
Remember that?
And you can see here's an explosion. Partial explosion there. Partial there.
Mm-hmm.
But this was what was left on the plate when I pulled it up. And then whatever happens here on this stuff, I don't know. This is random. You just love it because it's cool and, non-replicating.
Mm-hmm.
It just sort of has a mind of its own, whatever that plate wants to do for that day.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this is really brilliant.
Becky says it's murdery, and she likes it.
I like it. I like it also.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I want you to just see. This is such a beautiful, beautiful print.
And it's got the cool sheen.
It does. But look at the layers here.
Ooh, Rhonda did a big bada boom.
Oh.
On IG. That's Instagram. I'm going to have to check that out.
But this just has so many different things on it. Number one, it's a pickup off the plate. You can tell because it doesn't have a whole lot of definition. There was already stuff on the plate. Then the stencil, this one of the constellations. Then a pickup of some other mucky muck stuff. And a pickup of some more mucky muck stuff. All transparent, so it just creates these lovely, lovely layers of wonderfulness.
And Sophia, I did add constellations to the name of it
Here's the other purple print.
because she keeps referring to it as that.
Here's the other purple print.
Because I don't want people to go over to the website and look for something that they
this
can't
is
find.
1, 2, 3.
3. Look at that. Are you sure about that?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
This was put down on top of the stencil.
Mm-hmm.
The stencil was pulled up and flipped off on here.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is what was left after this.
Should we start referring to those as a flip off rather than a flop off? Depends on the mood of the day.
Yeah, and the action in the wrist.
Or the phalanges.
Phalanges. Okay, so I've got all of these that we're going to do something with at some time. I don't really know exactly when. We've got these over here, which we're not going to worry about right now, but I am going to go ahead and clip them together. I don't know what to do to this one yet, but I'll go back through these at a different time and we'll decide. And then I'm just going to put these over here because I might be grabbing those out. All right, so Mariah and I were talking, as we have occasion to do.
Living in the same place and running into each other here and there.
Yeah, hither and yon. And I talked to her and I said, you know, I really like the direction we're going in here. You know, using some of the new stencils, but also pulling in old, not old in the sense of, you know, like ancient old, although some of them are pretty old in the terms of, you know.
Oh, thank you, Paula. Good God.
What?
It's like, what did we discuss? So, we have a giveaway today.
We do.
I was like, what did we discuss doing? Oh my God, I don't remember. And then I was like, oh yeah. So yeah, because Paula was a winner twice. And she said, hey, no worries. Let's just go ahead and give that. So the paint, because it was very expensive also to ship. I would just say that if you are in outside of the United States, you probably don't want to enter because shipping's going to be crazy because it's 48 ounces. But y'all think about that for a minute. You carry on. We're going to do it at the end. Y'all hang out to the end. There's paint for you. 48 ounces of it. And a brayer.
And a brayer.
Yeah, it's 2 big things of golden paint. Like the big 16 ouncers. See, 2 16 ounces, that's 32 ounces. Plus whatever the packaging and the brayer. That equals 48 ounces. Math.
Yeah, okay. Well, back to this. All right. And it's so funny because, you know, when you start putting in layering or, you know, Mariah titles the little thumbnail things layer, it's so interesting to see what shows up over on your sidebar.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, well, I noticed there were some of them there and whatnot. And it's very interesting how differently we all approach the same subject matter.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, what information you're getting one place is not necessarily what. So that's why you want to watch multiple views of same title.
But keep coming back to PM Artist Studio, please. Thumbsy upsies, y'all. Actually, I don't even think I asked for the thumbsy upsies.
This is where you're going to get it. You know, straight on, straight up. No filter.
Yeah, and giveaways every once in a while. I mean, we're not above bribing.
No, absolutely not. All right.
That's what a giveaway is, isn't it?
Pardon me.
Bribery with love.
My cough is a lot better. Mariah and I have both decided it's not the cough syrup, it's the Tiger Balm. I mean, if you don't have that in your
Lori Paul
repertoire, you need medical repertoire, you need to get some of that stuff. What to look for, consider when layering a stencil over an existing pattern or texture.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you notice a lot of times when I pull multiple prints and I'll have something left over and I'll just grab a piece of white paper just to get the rest of it off of there. Because it's, you know, there's not enough to really, yeah. But this is when you have something on there. All right, first thing you consider is placement. And then this is a great example here. So when I'm looking at this stencil and I'm looking at it in relationship to the one underneath it, what am I thinking about? I'm thinking about number one, what will remain? What will I see? And what will go away? Well, if you use transparent paint, you kind of have the best of both possible worlds. But if you wanted to go opaque on something like this, you would have to consider, do I want to put my stencil down first so that I have areas where there isn't any paint and use this as a flop off? Or do I want to go ahead, go full hog, and put down the paint, put down the stencil, pick up the paint, pick up the stencil, and then put down the paper over the gel plate?
Options.
Yeah. And it just depends. Sometimes I'm leaning towards one thing, and sometimes I'm leaning towards another. Okay?
Hey, Diane. Hey, Jerry.
This is a good one to talk about that in reference to. And also, I wanted to show you why I'm getting rid of my 8x10s. See that border around there? I think I've made it work pretty well with this one, but on all of them, it's something that I just have to work at. And it just makes it another step of hard. And yeah, I think that these two stencils are brilliant together.
Hey, Marie.
I'm very jazzed about doing this. Okay, next here.
I told y'all, like, whenever I posted in Makers about there was going to be a lot of showing.
Showing and telling.
Showing and telling.
Show me yours, I'll show you. So, yeah.
Depends.
Paint. Opaque or transparent, that should always be your consideration. Always be your consideration.
That's why we say, get to know your paints.
Get to know your
paints. Doesn't really matter, like, what paints you have, but know the paints that you have.
And do you want to cover or not to cover? That's the question.
Oh, we need a shirt that says that.
Will the new stencil be placed over the new one on the plate, i.e., paint down, then stencil, then print or paper, or stencil down, paint brayered on, stencil pulled up, print paper down? I mean, isn't that brilliant?
Yes.
I think that's brilliant.
I love your stuff. We
that.
just, got our kid crowd, all hyped up about showing and knowing, and then Anthony said it's been a while since he played that game.
I know, but it'll come back just like riding a bicycle, Anthony.
Well, I don't know. It's kind of one of those things you get to a point where you're like,
I don't know.
This seemed exciting.
This was really good back in the day when we were a lot younger and firmer and whatnot.
Yes.
Okay.
I want to know about the lighting.
The lighting
situation.
Candlelight.
Yeah.
One candle over in the corner. Behind a screen.
Shadow dancing.
Oh, okay.
I might. Yeah.
Alrighty. So.
Hey, Carrie.
What I considered on this one, because I've been looking at this print now for I don't know how long, and I'm just like, I just really like it, and I don't want to destroy what's there, but I would like to add another layer.
Okay.
So
hey, hold on. We got some questions.
Okay.
Because Lizzie Jean, she's new to all this. She says, so you stamp with cheap apple barrel paint, then you layer over with cheap apple barrel paint, and then what should happen? Sorry, she's slow. No, so here's the thing. Cheap apple barrel paint, typically, now this isn't 100%, but a majority of them are opaque paints.
Yes.
Opaque.
Almost, I would say 90%.
Yeah, you do not see through them. I mean, maybe if you brayered it out super thin, that sort of thing.
Yeah. But for the most part,
yeah,
it's opaque.
And here's the deal. Like, again, this is why it's so hard to explain, because there's not a right or a wrong. It's what do you want?
What do you want to happen?
But in between those apple barrel opaque paints, you're probably going to want something that is transparent. Because in order to get really cool layering to happen, not to say that you can't layer up opaque paints, it's just a little harder, a little less like you get the ooh and the ah, and because like you get the depth, and when those paints cross over one another, you get more interest. It's like an added bonus.
And the one when you're looking at your paints, and you don't have to go with golden, but the reason I go with golden is because you can tell right away on their little swatch thing here, and you can see it's pretty spot on because it's made from paint. It's not printed. This is actually a painted little label that Golden does because they're a small little company in upstate, I think, New York. I'm not sure.
Yes.
I shouldn't say that because I don't really know that. But they're in the U.S. of A, and that's why it's expensive to ship them to Europe.
Yeah, other countries, because then it's kind of the swap of like, when we bring things in, yes, it's going to be a little bit, the dollar roundies and the, things of that nature. There's going to be added shipping costs and all that is involved in,
and see,
logistics.
Here's another example. And I'm going to get one that's...
Oh, and a happy birthday, Carrie. Sorry,
Oh, my goodness. Our Carrie? Mm-hmm. Well...
I mean, he does... I don't know
29, right?
He said 21, I think. I saw that in the chat.
Probably just, started to... You can drink legally.
Well, he's in the UK. I think they do that earlier over there.
They probably do. All right, so there are degrees of transparency, and you will see here. This is very transparent. I love the transparent iron oxide. The benzimidazole alone.
Benzie. That's how we know him.
It just kind of depends, and you can see. If you really brayer it out, it's going to be very transparent. The quinacridone magenta, it is transparent, but you can see. A little less so.
Yeah.
When you get into the reds, some of the reds are very, okay, this one right here.
This
one here is transparent, but not so much. And you just look at them, and you can tell. And that's what's really lovely about the golden paints.
Let me tell you, if you're like, hey, see that sticker on here? Show that one back because you used our sticker. But see, they have their little indicator at the top. But if you want, your own, you can get those at PM Artist Studio.
Yeah, I've got some here. I'll show you.
We sell those. Just thought I'd let y'all know. If you want to swatch paints, they're very helpful. And they're branded.
You can
merch.
You can make your own, but the reason this is really important is because when you swatch it out and you can still read the PM Artist Studio, it's transparent.
Yeah.
You don't have to be thinking about it.
If you've knocked us out, that's opaque.
All right. And I do that. See, on this is a...
Yeah, that's opaque.
Yeah. And it's also open.
Open. That's why you should put the O.
O.
You should put, double O.
Double O. Double
7.
O. All right. The reason I have this one out here is because this is the one paint that I absolutely cannot do without, because it just does so many things. And it's not as expensive as the quinacridone. All right. Why are you not going back on the shelf here like you're supposed to? There we go. Knocking stuff about. All right, so.
That is exactly right, Sophia. She says it well. This is why both swatching and playing with all of your paints is really helpful. Might feel like a chore. But we love doing it because we kind of have like a little system here where, so I'll put the sticker. Well, no, usually you put the sticker on and then I put the paint. She gets a little heavy-handed, let's just say. I'm more particular about it.
Yeah, I slop it on there.
She does. I don't like that.
There's no sense in messing around. All right, why use this one with this one? Well, remember up here, I said, what will remain and what will be covered? Well, how do I know? Are these big areas here, that is all going to be covered. Sorry, that's going to be
blocked out.
Thank you, blocked out.
The magnolia leaves are going to mask and show what is there. Everything else is going to get covered up.
Is going to have lines and whatnot on it, and I think it's going to be brilliant.
Yes.
Okay?
I do too. I applaud this decision. Now, Are you piling properly?
I'm
So
piling
you're not
properly.
like, what did I do with that pile?
I've got them piled right up here on my computer. I'm keeping my list beside me so I can cross-reference.
All right.
it.
You got 10 minutes to make this happen because then you need 1 hour to do your gel printing.
Okay,
I feel like.
well, I'm going to have to move along. We might
Okay.
have to, yeah. All right, so here we are.
Hey, why don't you? Because these are the ones that you have put together. And obviously we get it. Why don't you get to it and then you can describe it as you're getting to it. How's that?
Well, I've got some that are kind of different, and I just...
But you can talk about that as you're doing it. Because you plan on doing it, right?
Well, I do.
And I'm going to
But
say
you
you
know
need to
how
get
that
back to...
goes.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to tell you. Get back to your pile. Get back to the pile.
See
I don't think we're
what
going to
I've
make
got
it. We ain't
going
going to
here?
make it through the pile.
See this pile?
Maybe you could... Okay, why don't you just flip through it real quick? So that way they get the excitement of like what might be happening here in a little bit. It's
Well,
a big pile.
Quite honestly,
She ain't wrong.
Some may happen off camera, and I will tell you about it. We'll do more show and tell. Because a lot of times, you know, and I want to talk about specific things here, so it's really important to go through all of these. And see, it's really not that many. I'll go quickly. All right, so one of the reasons I love this, it's called Mashup,
Mm-hmm.
is because it works so well with the brayer offs. Can you see? Yada, yada, yada.
Mm-hmm.
Yada, yada, yada. You've got it lined up, and it's just a natural. Okay.
Natural.
Natural.
Okay.
This was on my,
Fractured glass and mashup, the other mashup.
yes. Okay. So, I wanted to talk about this because my feeling about this one is it's not a good fit for this.
Oh, why not?
All right, let me tell you why.
I like
Because
that.
it's very, very busy out here. And I think you're going to lose.
Oh, you kind of like
this.
need it in a flop off is really what you
yeah.
need.
Well, what I really want is this.
Tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
This is what I really, really want. Because this is really going to break it up.
Yeah, that's fractured glass.
Yeah, it is for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
I knew that.
Okay.
Not.
Oh, this was a little present brought by your daughter.
Yes. And I had forgotten about it because it's.
Well, it's an oldie.
I spent hours taping this thing.
Oh, no,
together.
it started out as pieces
Pieces, because it was one of those stencils.
out of like manila folder business. And then I was like, okay, it still needs some tweaking because like it was still too big. Didn't make sense.
Well,
once
originally it fell apart in pieces, and I had to tape them back together.
Right. And then we did digital cleanup. But yes, this is Art of Protein, which she does not like the name of. She calls it dots and something. I don't know.
Dots and lines.
Yeah.
Dots and lines. I think you just keep it simple. But you can see here, you can see the brayer off.
Yeah.
But this is going to be added to this because I think it just really works well.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes, that was my vision. I would like us to start there, personally.
Start here with this one
Mhm.
today. Okay, you can do that. I'll put that over here. All right, here's another wonderful, wonderful print, but I think it's going to be absolutely stunning. And you can see I kept this out because I wanted to show you these. Yours is going to arrive like this. And then what I do, because I don't like that edge on it, I want that edge to be more organic and less stiff. I just come along with my scissors and I just cut it off right on that edge. Now, I don't recommend that you do that on the top.
Yeah, I think Walter was asking me about cutting up gauze or cutting the edges off of it because he was a little worried. Like, how's that one gonna?
Oh no, it
And
works great.
That one's great because it's held together. It's the ones that are a little, loosey
That have
goosey.
pieces that are going to be suddenly
Yeah,
flippy floppy,
yeah.
and you really just
Uncontained.
have to look at them. But this is all I do, and I mean, how simple is that? I could have got a little more.
Oh, bye, Miriam.
More there on that edge. But that's okay. And you can see.
Love that.
This is going to be just
yeah.
fantastic. All right. Also, this one.
Oh, just the magic of what areas are going to be shown, what's going to be covered, that sort of thing.
And I think I'm going to go with a very light color on this, even though I do have light areas.
Well, and you've already used that stencil there.
I have, and I might want to go with the triple.
Right. Just going to mash up the mashup.
Yeah.
Swap it out.
Not this one, but the other one.
Yeah.
Because this one's already been on here.
Uh-huh.
So we need the other one, which is buried in the pile here.
Yeah.
This is the one we need for this. Because all of a sudden it's repeating the out here.
Yeah.
You're still going to be saving some of that inside stuff. And if I turn this way.
Yes.
There we go.
That's the mashup you need.
More better. And that, yeah. Okay. Put those up there. I don't know. I just found this one in the pile.
Uh-huh.
And it's obviously, Mariah can talk to you about what it is.
Uh-huh. This is one of Darcy's that has been altered by P. So, if you're like, I can't find this in the shop where it looks like this, you were right about that. Because she spent a ton of time altering those edges into the, pointy pokey bits that you see.
Pointy pokey bits.
Yes. This particular one is one of the snaky swirls. I can't remember because there's two of them. It's one or two. But
yeah,
it'll probably be posted in the chat.
I'm going to keep that one over here. All right, I'm also going to do that over this one.
Oh, yeah. That looks great.
Yeah, these two. Okay, now this is the other...
Bye, Nina. Thanks for hanging.
The other gauze that I found in the mix that I kind of forgot about.
This one's loose woven.
Because, can you see the areas where
I love that.
And I think this is a perfect candidate because there's just some really lovely areas out here already on this.
Right.
So this is just a natural, and I don't know yet if I'm going to do, I'm probably going to do a flop off.
Are you?
Probably. I don't know. And the same thing on this one. This is, because there's so many areas here, and look how they match up.
Hey, Liz.
You're going to be saving a lot of that dark stuff there, which I think is wonderful.
Yeah.
Then you're going to save some of this over here. Then you're going to save some of this over here and here. And that's kind of what you're thinking about.
Well, and again, this is where it is important. So if you were going to do the flop off with just the lines, a more opaque paint, probably more ideal. If you are going through the stencil and utilizing it more as a mask to mask out and leave back what is already on the page, on the print that is currently there, then a transparent would most likely be the best idea, because you're going to not only alter those areas, but then you still get to enhance and see them. Otherwise, if you put an opaque paint through this stencil like it is now, you're really not saving much of it.
You're going to be
you're going to be a little sad.
All of this wonderfulness.
Now that it might be a very dramatic thing to do.
It might be. And sometimes I just make that.
Yeah, sometimes you do, and those scare me, and sometimes they're not good choices.
And sometimes they're not good choices.
And then they make me sad because I'm like,
it makes me sad too.
There was so much.
Then I found this dude.
Oh, good God. Plaid. She loves plaid.
I love plaid.
This one's by Rhonda.
Because this just has so many wonderful things out here that need to be preserved.
Yes, just plaided.
And they just need to be,
highlighted and plaided.
Plaided.
All right, you got 1 minute.
1 minute. Okay, now.
Oh, good God. This is a Franken stencil that ended up in the shop because, she's like, what I want is all of them together. And so she got them all together. That stencil there is called, what is this one? This one's Crush
I don't know, but it's a great long haul.
It's by Fran. It's crosshatch Frankenstencil, I think.
Yeah, and there's a couple of places where I might actually come in with tape and tape them simply because when you're pulling it up,
yeah,
it needs to be taped right
because
there.
they have those straight corners. That is, I mean, let me tell you, those are difficulty level like 5 because see, it ripped.
Yeah.
You've got to be careful about that. They will pop because like when we have those very tight, true corners. And one of the things that we typically do, like for PM Artist Studio design stencils, a lot of times we go through and we round those out. But as you can tell, that this would be like quite the process here. And you lose some of that, you know, real sharp edge corner. But these are the things that, you know, our designers have you know, this was a while back. So we've all learned and tried to treat those corners. But again, one of those things is like, well, do you want to alter the design that much? So yes.
Okay, I'm just doing that right now.
Let me find one second.
Because I think that would be a good place to do that. Now there's another one right here. See this out here in the middle, and it's kind of overlapping a little bit.
Yeah, it's squared hat
I think it's already popped right there.
But again, like there's no problem with this. Is one of the lovelinesses about the what we call crap tape, aka washi tape, especially the little thin stuff, or like P's, you know, sizing hers. But if you get the little thin ones, you just put it on the top of the stencil, and after a while, it actually can be kind of
it just comes part of it, and you don't even know.
Yeah, if you build up enough paint. Okay, there we go. Yeah. So Eddie put that in there. It's the squared hat shapes by Fran. And then there's the Frankenstenciled one. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you there, Eddie and Darcy. Y'all are rocking it. Appreciate it.
All right, I've already screwed that up.
Once you touch it too much.
I'm not going to do this.
But
this is just the kind of piddly stuff.
Yeah, now we're at 11:02.
Okay, so here we are, and that's what's going to happen on this one, and probably not going to happen today. And I'm thinking about doing the same thing on this.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Now, the reason I chose this, I want you to see this.
Yes, Lizzie Jean. Yes, they are.
Edges. I can take care of that with this stencil. And this is one that has been altered. I cut it out.
Yep, somebody asked about that stencil.
And it has been cut out around the edges. So I just, this is a 8x10.
Yeah, typically the 8x10s are
the one that
easier.
Has the large.
Right, because they're going to give you more edge to trim down.
And so that's why I would use this particular stencil.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, unless you're real crafty with the...
All right, so here I go with this one, and we've got a border again. And the reason I'm using this particular stencil, and you can see I've cut out around it also,
Combien.
And it's going to, wherever it's going to go out there, you're going to see those little white things.
I don't know why you're way over there. Camera's right there. There you go.
I don't know either.
She's out on the edge.
Yeah.
There you go.
And it's not even centered. You know,
she's not printing her. Yeah, the print.
So it's just sucky poo-poo all the way around.
It's just one of those moments.
And, you know, Mariah, I can already hear she's going to go, oh my God.
Puzzle.
Again.
And she has altered the edges of puzzle.
I have altered the edges of puzzle many times.
Now, I think that was the 9x12 that you cut out. Like, you got real particular about that one. You're like, I want all of it.
Yeah. I need another one because right now, can you see how...
Well, and if...
It's pretty heavy. But it'll still work.
If you paint that one black... But the problem is, to see, that it will be smaller.
Yeah.
Because I have to fit it into a certain size.
Go ahead and give... I can do the edges.
Okay.
I don't mind. Mm-hmm. Why am I picking this one for this one? Well, simply because there's a lot of cool stuff going on out here, but it's like, nah. You got some bad edges here, and you got some wannabe stuff going on down here. So it's just gonna. This is just gonna be mo better.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Poking at me. my scissors up.
I'm gonna get a laser pointer. I really am. I think that might be the best thing. She could be like a little kitty. Look for the laser pointer, center it up.
Okay, so I haven't taken and cut off the outside of this yet because I just didn't think it needed it. And you can see it goes inside of my print. Can you see that?
Yeah.
I don't have any lines that are showing on this, and that's kind of my
because this is a 9x12. So, and it was like pulled out to the very edgy edges.
Yeah. See that?
Mm-hmm.
So that you don't have any white stuff showing through if you get it on there right. And it is a bit of a, challenge. Why am I doing that? I don't know. This is a total experiment. I think that this might be kind of.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
But I think it's going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. All right, so what are these? Oh, these are ones that, nothing's been done to them. I mean, they're
like,
see,
they need 1 to 2 layers.
Yeah. Okay, so we don't need that because I think we've got enough going here.
Yeah, we do. You get on it.
Get on it.
New plates will be arriving today. She's already gotten one of them, but the thing is, we don't have acrylic for it, so. Hey,
really?
maybe we go out and about today. Hit the Sprouts.
I need to go to Sprouts.
And then we could go by Lowe's because we need one more acrylic sheet anyway, no matter what.
And we could just go ahead and have them cut the other 8x10.
And then that way I don't have to,
and I'll have
wonder
that
if I can,
back up.
Because we have one, and it works great for her, but it doesn't ship inside of the little container, and it's only about 1/4 of an inch, and to pop 1/4 inch off of acrylic is a tricky situation. Not that it can't be done, but we don't, we got to do it like kind of old school, like with the razor blade and then maybe some pliers.
Yeah. And
then Brad usually wants to get involved and then yell at me because he's worried that I'm going to hurt myself. This is all things that happen. Best.
We love Brad, but on these kind of things,
well, he didn't number one. He didn't want to do it because he knew that it's a pain in the butt. But see, if I do it, and then he'll be like, "Oh gosh, just let me do it." And then somebody gets hurt.
That's how Van gets me to cook. He goes down there and starts
doing things,
rattling stuff, and I'm going, "Oh my God, I can't handle it."
Yeah,
I've got to take over here. All right, I think that this is a brilliant synopsis.
Yes.
Of what to do and how to do it. And I should probably put it over here and read it myself because quite honestly,
hang it up.
I have moments.
Yeah, where you kind of forget.
I just, I'm going, okay, now let me see. Do I want to put the stencil down first? I mean, I have to think because spatially, I'm just a little bit.
I found some on Amazon, and we're going to try them out. I hadn't said anything about them because they haven't arrived, and they are like 16x12. That's my concern, is that the plate's going to be like right up to the edge on the 12 side. But it kind of is what it is. Like, they were pre-cut, and then we didn't have to go, haul our butts over to Lowe's and find the peoples and find the plate. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Going out into the world and requesting things and purchasing them.
Okay. So here we are with a 12x12 plate. And we've already got some stuff down here.
Yeah. They're 1/8 of an inch. Those new acrylic plates.
Oh, that's kind of
thick.
Yeah.
I know. Muy fuerte.
Yeah.
Is it fuerte?
Certainly not going to be any. I
fat?
don't know what this
Gordo.
would be. This is not an 1/8, I don't think.
Thick. I don't know.
I don't know either. All right, we've got some good stuff going on here. You don't look at this side because that's not the side you're going to get. You're looking at this side.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we've got some really interesting stuff going on out here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use gold on this and let it sit for a spell.
Exactly, Joni. See, we have the scoring tool as well, but if you don't hold it just right, and if you have the thing, and then clamps this
acrylic stuff is really.
If you're doing big sheets, it's easier. When you're doing those smaller ones, it's really not that easy. So yeah, I think that's a fantastic idea. Oh, 1/8 is thinner than 1/4. That is true, Eddie. But I don't know that, I mean, a quarter is, like,
Yeah, that's
a little
really
over.
fat. I've got
Yeah.
some that are fat. And okay. So we just want to get something down on here. And you know what I'm going to use is I'm going to use
We'll
this
see.
that I was telling you about, the quinacridone.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to use it with some gold because I think it's going to have a really nice, and remember, this is just another layer. This is not like a final. This is an interim because I am anticipating putting a really dark flop off onto this with one of the more open. So see, you can kind of plan ahead a little bit. See what I'm talking about? This.
Oh, yeah.
After
yeah, you gotta layer them up. That, I mean, that was Sonia's vision. Or sorry, Sophia's. I was reading. Problem with reading chat and trying to remember people's names. Sophia's vision of the trig was to layer them.
And she did a very fine job because the concentration of the constellations out in the middle on this one are mitigated by corner constellations on some of the others.
This is also known as trig. But she has it. This one over here, P has named it constellations.
Well, you know.
I'm letting everybody know. That way when they're looking and they're like, oh, well, I remember saying constellations, but I didn't see trig. Or, you know, I'm looking at trig and then seeing constellation. They are the same, one and the same.
Airbrush medium added. So this is going to be a little looser than what you are seeing here.
See? So
you can just tell by how it pukes out there.
Yeah. Okay. That seems fair, Sophia.
What did she say?
So, she says the only time her husband of nearly 30 years has stepped in and said nope was when she considered buying a soldering set. He said no to the woman who had set the back of her sweater on fire. She says, fair enough. Sometimes you just gotta know.
Oh, pshaw.
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 Yeah, I don't want fire. This one over here.
Yeah, I can't remember to turn the stove off sometimes.
Yeah. This is why I tell her all the time, I'm very happy she's here. Because her alone.
I burn up pot holders. I hate electric stoves.
We don't have an electric stove.
And yet I have had.
Yeah.
And I do burn up a lot of pot holders. But you put the pot holder on the back and, you know, all of a sudden you're...
She does.
Seeing smoke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes.
Well, I thought my whole thing here of, you know, I kind of tried to get these at different stages and different,
Oh, yes, Sherry. Definitely. And hello, Sherry.
Different, mix-ups and match-ups. Just because I thought, you know, this is what it's about. This is the decision-making process when you're getting ready to do things like this. I'm going to put that away because those are kind of precious. Mariah doesn't hook me up with them. She says that she likes those to send to people.
Yeah. The art has officially started.
It has. Now, I want you to see this. And you have to understand it's going to be a little less...
You will have higher contrast. Remember, you're looking through the plate.
You're looking through the plate. So you will see more of the pattern. And you can see there's already 2 of them down here. So the one that we do after we pull this is going to be numero 3.
We are doing the art at the end. And welcome to those of you that have come in. Do say hello in the chat so we can say hello back. If you're watching in replay, hey, no problemo. Let us know down in the comments below. We love to know that you have been watching and we can say hello. If you have questions, ask them down below. But if you are here in the live chat, you can ask them there as well. Bien.
Now, what?
Oh, and thumbsy upsies.
You can do. Okay, look, isn't that beautiful?
Yes. I don't know that you did that one. This is...
I didn't.
Okay. I'm very excited about this. Now, here's a question.
From you?
Yes. Because this gets tricky.
Yeah, you want to be careful here because
Oh, yeah, that too.
I
She's pulling up the design on the plate because a brand new Yupo stencil like we make them, they're a little sticky, like they have an attraction to the paint.
They do. But what I'm going to do here, and you, this is kind of risky, but we're going to do it anyway. And what we're going
that's
to
funny.
do. Too dark. Might be good, but here, this might even be better. Okay. This is what I've decided to use. What?
Anthony's he's got a story about his uncle basically lighting his butt on fire and having to run outside into the snow, and then his aunt said that'll teach that darn fool to stick his bum. He used the other word, in the fire.
Yeah, backing up.
Yep, back it up.
Backing up to the fire in the winter time. Okay, I am pressing very, very lightly. I'm
pushing the paint.
I'm pushing the paint around. You can hear this thing squeaking like crazy. I do want to get down into those surfaces,
but you want to be careful because if you just hit those surfaces without paint, it's likely to roll them up onto the brayer.
I did not anticipate doing this, but
no, Lizzie, but there are some that could replicate it, like sponge skin. I think would be a good cheetah-like pattern. Yeah. Lovely. And then you're gonna pull it with gold.
Pull it with gold.
Oh yeah, AKA connect the dots. That's what you always called it.
Yes.
I thought that was a little on the nose and not very interesting, but probably better for search terms.
Or, I could use orange.
But I thought it looked like proteins.
Yeah.
Ooh, orange might... Because that's going to brown out your purple, and I don't know that...
Yeah, that's true.
That might be sad.
That might be sad.
Where the gold might kind of do a little bit of that, but a little less of it, and pump it up, and... I like that purple and the gold together sometimes.
I like purple and gold together, too.
Very.
And I've allowed this to sit too long on the...
Oh, because it's new. She forgot.
Unfortunately, it's on paint, so at least there is that.
Mm-hmm.
And you just keep working around.
Oh, Becky likes to use the protein stencil with atomic asters. Oh, those are both oldie goodies. Yes, and good mashup there.
Okay, you don't get a lot, but you see some.
I like that. I kind of wish you'd leave that one alone.
Probably should, but I won't.
She won't.
I will for now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we've got some paint on
I'll
that.
go bury it in a
stencil.
pile.
That's cool. All right, so this needs to dry.
Yes. Probably will dry fairly quick.
Fairly quickly. Fairly quickly.
Mm-hmm.
All right, finally we get to it.
Ooh, clean plate. Look at that. Brand new. Not brand new, but, Well, there's some things on there, but...
Yeah, okay. There we go.
Bye, Lygia. Thanks for hanging.
I've got this out, so we're just going to go ahead and use it. It's not what I planned on doing, but
She's already going rogue. See, this is why I'm like, why are you talking about the piles when we're not going to stick to the piles?
Okay, so and yet you always have to have the option of
Right, sticking to the pile, but then not sticking to the pile. That's
okay,
fair.
so I think this is going to be kind of cool looking.
I like that. I like the purple with that.
Well, let's just do that.
I'm for it.
For it, she says. Okay, I need to put this so I can grab it and put that over there so I can grab that later. Oh, hell's bells.
I don't know if y'all hear that wind outside.
What?
The
Hell's
wind.
bells?
The wind. The wind outside.
Oh, can you hear it?
Uh-huh.
So I want to get my plate where I've got my paper underneath because that really does help me.
Yes. I think it's good for the folks at home too because they can kind of see more of what's really going on. What's going on?
Okay, so I am thinking a little darker purple on this one.
Yes, maybe. Don't go crazy.
Don't go crazy.
Do you want the Liquitex one? Deep violet?
Well, that's the same one that I think I just had.
Is
no.
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Deep violet.
Well, that's the one I really want, but
yeah, I ordered some, and remember we talked about this the other day.
We did, and then we figured out that it was actually fluid. That
yes, I do have.
We don't have
permanent violet dark in
the little ball
high flow.
Yes,
and I ordered some because it was on sale.
She ordered some of her own paint.
I ordered some of my own paint. I got tired of waiting for the management to acquiesce to my needs and demands.
Every whim is really what we should. Every whim.
Jump on it like a duck on a Junie bug, and sometimes they don't.
That's right.
They just do not.
Oh, Ann Webb says, yeah, she's just south of us, and the wind it's been even this morning. It woke me up kind of early because I have a tree that keeps clanging on the metal roof out there. So, I'm very aware of what's happening. Well, I don't know if it's cold. It's just windy because Brad went out this morning. He's like, it's really not that cold.
I think it's lovely. I have my window open.
Oh, yeah. Her room is freezing. And I have a breeze that keeps... In fact, I should go I'm going to put your little vest on. That's what I'm going to do. Because I was like... Chilly. I'd like some of these vests in smaller sizes.
Well, that one came from the Costco in Anchorage. And
I don't think they carry things like that here in Texas.
They don't.
They're like shorts stuff.
You have to go to the expensive sporting goods store to get.
Yeah.
It's Orvis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Izzy's a little sad. She's like, because I told her, oh, I think, they're talking about a polar blast. And she's like, what? That sounds fantastic. I was like, I don't know about that. That was very dark.
It is very dark.
And this is the dioxazine purple, correct?
Dioxazine, and I was going to put this down there, but I'm not. I'm going to do this.
Was this the Utrecht one?
I don't know.
Is it in the tube?
Yeah. Well, I have two of them.
Oh, that's a good idea, Diane. She says order it from Costco online. There you go. It hasn't figured out what it is. And that's some Texas weather right there.
I think it's too dry.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you can pick up some stuff that way.
Yeah.
And see, there wasn't enough on there to... I mean, we got
some.
some.
Little shadow of it. That's kind of cool.
Shadow looks kind of cool. I got another idea for that. Okay, so.
Oh, I love this. Oh, this is kind of the shadow technique. Haven't done that in a while.
Well, and it's
Yeah. Shadow technique is basically utilizing your stencil to pick up paint and sort of move it around. Like there's a way where you put down more paint, and then as the paint dries and you're moving around the stencil, it creates this very shadowy situation, sort of like what she's doing here. This is more of like a light shadow technique. We like to name our stuff because then we're like, hey, thing that's searchable. Always think about them search terms, you know? One of these days it'll pay off. Selective pointing. Is it sort of? Yeah.
rollering.
Rollering. This is because this is not with dabbing of the paint.
Okay, now we're just gonna let that dry.
This is roller pointing.
And this little this is I don't use it often,
But when you do,
and let me just show you another use of this little booger. Sometimes you want. Okay, let me just get rid of this.
okay.
I really did not. This is not what I planned
No,
on doing.
That's why I did. She just likes to show the piles, and I hope y'all enjoyed that pile showing. But then, at least, okay. Here's the thing. Here's what's showing of the piles before she gets into this, side quest. What that does is at least it makes it. Hopefully, if you guys are, in the relationship with PM Art Studio that we speak of, you will see those things later on down the line. We'll be like, remember when you saw those at, this layer, that layer, whatever. That's hopefully kind of thing. And if she doesn't show you the piles, then it's just going to show up on stream. You're going to be like, man, that's fantastic stuff, but we saw nothing. But at least this way you're seeing some moments in time of the evolution of a print. That really is very much who PM Artist Studio is, the evolution of the art.
Yeah.
Oh, and Eddie said Sundays are for pile perusing. Maybe that's what we changed Sundays to.
Okay, now you just take this and you just kind of
Yeah? What are you doing?
roll along because you want to get an edge.
Oh, you're framing it. Okay.
And the reason this little one works so well is because it just goes right along that edge there. I got a little carried with paint. Use a little less paint, and then you won't have it smushing out there.
Okay. All right. They like it when you show the piles and that you explain the things that are happening with the prints. They do enjoy that. Okay.
See, and there you go.
Perfect. All right. Thank you, guys. That makes me feel better because I'm just like, I don't know, perusing the piles.
Pile perusal.
I mean, I love looking through stuff, but that makes me just feel really way better about things. Y'all have eased my mind. That's not to say that I'm not going to be giving her a hard time about it because it is also funny.
But see, that what that does is it gives you that sort of illusion of, you've left a lot of paint on for a long time without leaving a lot of paint on for a long time. And it's kind of mussed about the edge.
The faux mucky muck edge.
Faux mucky muck edge.
With the tiny roller.
With the tiny roller. And
Tips
you learn
and tricks, y'all.
Do not forget.
I should clip that. See, there was that little moment. And perusing piles.
Pile perusal.
Yeah, pile perusal.
And small brayer edge.
All in one stream.
All in one stream. Hell of a deal. Now, where'd that go? Okay. And I do have all of these, but I'm just gonna show you. Isn't that a beautiful print?
Oh, awesome, Anthony. Thanks for hanging. Oh, that is a lovely print.
But that's for next time.
That's for
as
next
I have
time.
Another whole batch back here to talk about that.
It's a different batch.
Somebody asked me, I said, do you ever worry about running out of ideas?
Oh God, no.
I actually have a whole book full of ideas that we haven't even tapped into if I'm feeling, like
a journey.
Especially
a different
don't
journey.
Want that one down there. That's don't want that. Okay, so where were we here? We got to do something here to get something off so that we can have a.
Okay, Anthony says if the person that he is making the custom maple baron with a teal combo of malachite and lapis lazuli and ammonite is here, please let him know. He would like to talk to you via chat. This is what happens. You show up to a PM Artist Studio live stream, you can talk to people in the chat.
Yeah. We love that you're using us for a message board.
Message board. We like to be on the end. Know what's going on. What's Anthony doing? What's he making?
Hey, now look at this. We put this down and we're pulling it up in the same stream. So I don't want to hear any. Oh, crap.
She did sugar biscuits.
See, I started talking too soon.
Yeah, you're feeling overly confident.
I was.
She was peacocking.
Peacocking.
And then face planted.
And then face planted right on the edge there.
Uh-huh.
But I can glue that baby back down.
Some call that a swan dive.
I can glue that back down, but look at how cool this looks.
Yes. See? Sometimes like looking through the plate is great, but don't get discouraged because the plates do discolor over time. And so, or a matter of, what kind of other stuff is on the plate or on your plexiglass and this, that, the other. There are many factors at play. But
yeah, and
it's nice to be able to see through it, have an idea of what it is, but don't be discouraged by it because you're not seeing the true color.
And I think that this is looking particularly brilliant. I'm loving it. Okay. Now remember this, you can see a little bit of gold out here. Can you see the shimmer? Because remember I put down that one gold along with the
oh goodness,
quinacridone. But that is a beginning print. That's not an end print. Okay, what do we have here? I don't like this over here. It's worrying me. Might show up in something that I don't want it to show up in. So we're just going to tape that off right now. Give it a good rubby-dub-dub.
I do like pina coladas.
3 men in a tub.
And I do like walks in the rain.
All right. That's making me feel a little bit better. And I just get rid of that straight line there.
I'll learn you.
What?
Straight line.
Straight lines. Yeah. I don't like those so much.
Oh, that's not true.
That isn't true. You're right.
Let me show you some collages. Let me whip those out.
There's no reason to be ugly here. Okay, well, I'm having a little problem here. Because my paper and my plate are not ending up.
Yeah, you might want to flip it around maybe.
Well, I can't because see, up there's the big side. It'll hit out this way and we don't want that.
Yeah.
I think that's on the back side. Boy, that was some really good mucky muck. On another time and place, it would have been absolutely wonderful. All right, so what do we have here? All right. What? Why are you laughing?
I tell you, when Eddie's not here, and I know that y'all have noticed too, but Eddie's addition to the chat is greatly appreciated because he says, the subtlety of your shade does not go unnoticed, Mariah. By you. Yeah.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, see, and that also is... I enjoy that.
Okay, you just slosh some out there. Don't worry so much about whether it's... and this is the mixture of this and that. And
oh, Paula! Look at you.
What?
See, she's so smart. All right. It's a good time because otherwise we will totally forget. 100%. All right.
Give away.
Yeah. See, look at her.
Yeah, I might look like I'm a little behind in the whole scheme of things.
But you're here. You're present.
I'm present. All right. Look at that. Isn't that wonderful? And here's a note on the back, and we've decided that we don't necessarily know if that note is what you should be reading. It might refer to something that...
Yeah, I told her don't just be like whipping notes out.
Whipping notes out. I'll cover it up.
I'd be writing down mean ideas about things.
Now, I can come in and do this technique.
Okay, let's see. I gotta look at the settings here. Okay, there. Do.
The rub off
Uh-huh.
technique. And we all know that I love that one because it's accomplishing two things. Well, actually more than two.
All right, let's use that yay 10K. You know, the hashtag yay YAY 10K. Ooh. Okay. Little thingies are popping around there. That's annoying. Please remember that you are responsible for postage. I will be sending you an email requesting said postage amount. I don't know exactly what that is, but I can tell you it's 48 ounces. And that ain't nothing to sneeze at. It's a small box, but it's hefty.
Look at that.
Love that.
That's a brayer off and a wipe off.
Both things.
Some good stuff there, Maynard.
Yes, I love that. And that's a really good, like, that grunginess with the art of protein. It's a good combination because it's kind of chunky and grungy.
And see, look at that.
Look at
that.
Look.
So we've got two here. Two wonderful.
And I do have a few people that, from winners, I don't have the list in front of me, but still some folks that have not responded to the postage
You better
request.
get on it or we're going to give them away
Yeah,
again.
otherwise I'm going to give it away again. Okay, I'm going to choose a winner because it seems to be. All right, we got 41. Awesome. Heather Higby. All right, I got to write that down. And Heather, I'm pretty sure I have your information, but if I don't, you know, let me know.
Alrighty. We're just going to leave that on there.
I tell you, these gel pens are freaking beautiful. I probably shouldn't do that just for, you know, random notes, but
What is it?
it makes them exciting. The gel pens that Carol sent me. Freaking
Oh, yeah.
they are very nice.
Using them for utilitarian
yeah,
purposes.
just like fancy post-it note, you know, reminders.
Whoa.
You're welcome, Heather. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for showing up. We do appreciate that. And thank you, Paula, for, you know, being understanding and giving as well.
Being generous.
Yeah.
Because you didn't have to do that. We would have sent it to you.
Yeah.
Well, we wouldn't have said you would have paid for the postage.
Yeah, 48 stamps later.
Okay, we're whiting.
This is the titanium white. Some of y'all won some of this.
And let me tell you what. I'm explain to this. This is like cotton underwear.
Mm-hmm.
It might not be the most exciting thing that you wear, but it's comfy, and you use it all the time. And when you sit down, it doesn't, you know.
You're sad when you when all of those are in the dirty clothes. All you got is those cute ones that you're like, yeah, it's time to do laundry.
Yeah, doesn't cause for
Right.
perspiration in areas that are not.
Oh. See, you get it all over here at PM Artist Studio.
Yeah.
Welcome to those of you that have come in. Do say hello in the chat so we can say hello back. If you're watching on replay, let us know down below in the comments. If you're new to the channel, subscribe and do all that YouTube business that one does. Like, you know, you hit the subscribe. Actually, it's like over in that corner. I figured that out because it's like by the name and then there's that subscribe button. You hit that. Then it's going to ask you about some notifications and things. We do this 4 times a week. So hitting those notifications is not a terrible idea. It doesn't mean that YouTube's going to let you know exactly, but eventually they do, especially if you hit those bells. Now, thumbsy upsies if you haven't done that. That helps us grow as a channel. Lets more folks like yourself come and understand what the heck it is that we're doing, or at least getting into the relationship that we require. Listen to all that.
Wow.
I know. It's all in there. It's in there.
Okay, I'm trying a double thing here. I don't know if this is going to work.
Yes.
But remember,
Carry.
we've got white, which we suspect to be open because it lasts a long time.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Candy.
All right, now
Dan.
look what it did. All right, perfect. Just the right amount of white coming out onto
Well
that.
done. See, she talked about that.
I talked about that. Now, I don't want this much to come off on that. So what I'm doing is I'm putting my stencil back down,
Offsetting it.
offsetting it ever so slightly, and then I'm going to go over it again,
Ooh.
and I'm going to be lifting paint and redistributing.
This is kind of, again, another shadow-ish, you know, a spin of the shadow. Spin, spin. What was that song?
Because I wanted some more paint on here. Oh, my flipping yes.
That's, yes, Sophia, that is true. I don't want to try to explain that to folks. Mm-hmm. Yes, spin, spin, sugar.
Well, it's just going to have to be what it's going to have to be.
Good times at the club, y'all. That's another one, Gray. Did love that because they would do this retro spin, that one you spin me right round, baby.
Look at this.
The Red Square Retro. What was the name of that club? Red Jacket.
We're going to go
on
ahead
Greenville.
and put this down. I don't know if it's going to
Mm-hmm.
be what I want or not, but I don't really care. Because this is not something that I'm in love
Yeah.
with anyway.
She's just murmuring.
I'm just, yeah.
Oh, you got lucky there. I was worried that you were gonna get more. That was a good amount. The reason that just happened the way that it did is there was a lot of paint already on that print. So
Yes.
that's why she feels fairly confident in doing this type of technique where there was a ton of paint down there. And you go, ooh, is that even going to, like, you know, why are you doing that to a print that, you know, is probably pretty interesting or whatever. We weren't loving on that print, though, because it's been hated on a couple of times throughout the last, you know.
Okay, now we've still got stuff on here. And I'm putting plenty down here so I can get my brayer good and juiced up before I start going across
Mm-hmm.
lightly. And
I think they had one of those here in Dallas.
what?
Denim and Diamonds. I don't think I ever went there, though. It was country. Pretty sure. That was before my liking of going to country, you know. Like.
Anthony, if you're still here, you notice what Bear and I keep grabbing rather than my big one is because this one actually fits on my desk area.
Something to consider. You might, you know, throw that out to custom orders. Be like, hey, what kind of space are you dealing with? It's important.
It is.
Oh, I bet that. I think it was the same. Lovely. Just the right amount. See, not a ton of it came up because, see, she went and she put the purple down, which reactivated a little bit of it. But again, paint to paint, you're going to get less to come up, which is a good thing. You don't want to be obliterating all of what has already come before.
This is that you've got going on there, and I'm trying to find a print back here that's really dark.
Yes. Basically, brayer offs with one little flop off of, I think that is the floral filigree.
Activate more white here, hopefully.
Yeah. Because remember, the white's down on the plate as the first layer there. So she's kind of just coming in from the, you know, trying to say this without it, you know, resolubilizing. Let's just go with that.
But I'm not pressing hard at all. Now I am going to really push on this, and I'm really going to give this like the super elephant stomp.
Okay, don't hurt your shoulder.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm using the rounded part because I think sometimes that has a tendency to really...
Bye, Sonia. Thanks for hanging. Ooh. Just the right amount. Boy, you are getting, like, you were... What is it when you're rolling the dice?
Yeah, I'm
rolling
on fire.
sevens. I don't know if that's winning or losing, but
yes,
whatever the winning dice is,
yes,
that's what she's rolling.
That's what I'm rolling, and I'm going through here and I'm finding some other dark.
Just running the table.
I needed to have all my dark prints available here. No, this is going to pick up on that part there.
Mm-hmm. I think so too. Yep.
What?
Oh, there's just a discussion regarding terminology. That's less than spectacular, but it's something.
Yeah.
I mean, those are two layers that, and maybe sort of a kissy third, if you count putting it back there. I don't know. I'd like to know. Do y'all count that as a? That's two layers.
Right. So here, let's just do this.
That'd be snake eyes.
Airbrush added. Boy, I'm gonna have to mix up some more of this because I love this. This stuff's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Hey, and I think you're almost hitting the color combo. I just realized. Because you've done the purple, turquoise. Now you just need a fuchsia. You're like, you know, gangbusters.
Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah. Liz Jean says that she really enjoys your turquoise rings. You always are dressed so artsy. That makes her very happy. All right.
These mixes that I have, one of the reasons I love them, and I'm gonna see if I can find one here that I can okay, well I don't want
the apple bottom jeans, is that what we're talking about? I don't know. Bye, Deb. Thanks for hanging.
Just doing some kissy stuff here.
Kissy stuff.
And see, that's how you start getting those funky, fun layers.
Funky, fun
it's
layers.
It's just picking up, you know, whatever happens to be left over on the plate.
From your piles, also.
Yeah.
Again.
I mean, isn't that, I just love it so much. I just love it so much.
I don't know that we're all talking about the same thing.
Now, on this one, what we're going to do, because I think we need something, you know, a little more,
yeah, you need to define some stuff. Yeah. Like you've got, now this is a textured background.
Yes.
Now put some definition on it.
We are. And we're going to blue it up.
Oh, Liz Jean has a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you feel as an artist is it important to have your own color palette? I think there's just things that you're drawn to. Like, I like brighter, happier colors, but that's not to say that I can't, you know, grunge some things and be whatever. This one tends to go to the dark side. And especially if it looks like, it's been rolled around in the mud or rusty. She's on it.
Or if it's swampy.
Swampy or a little murdery. She loves that red.
All right, now see what that did? See this?
I would say don't limit yourself in that, personally.
You know what I constantly try to do is
Bye, Sophia. Thanks for hanging.
I try to bring in colors that I don't normally use sometimes, simply because I think that when you get into this
I just like
rut
this. Yeah.
Of okay, this is, I'm just gonna do this. And I'm just gonna keep doing that over and over and over again. Number one, I don't have I have a low threshold for boredom. And
there's a lot of side questing.
Yeah. Simply because I just kind of let the process direct me to where I need to go. Now, I'm just going to do something here, and it may not be the right thing to do, but it's what I'm going to do. It's my washout mixture. And it's sort of, well, you'll see it's kind of yellowy.
I'll always love a little
shoot
sparkle,
a little
Jocelyn.
bit of quinacridone mix out here just for shiggles and grins.
Oh, that was cool how that one dripped into that. It's cool to watch.
And then what you're going to see happening here, because there's a little bit of guck on my brayer.
Oh, that's funny. Our nephews that have come over are sometimes impressed by some of the clothes that I have from way back, which is kind of funny to me.
All right, now I'm going to try to avoid some of that up there at the top where it's a whole lot of stuff, because I'll bring that back down in. I've just got too much.
Yeah. So keep in mind, as Eddie prompted Nightbot, that just a heads up, unless you catch us unboxing it, most of our paint, sprays, and inks have been mixed up with some extra magic. Don't hesitate to ask. We're happy to share if we remember. These are washouts or mixtures.
We just talked about my palette. Here you are.
Yeah.
This is my palette. And one of the reasons that I think that this is really turning into something, and I'm not going to get rid of it right now, but I am going to get rid of those.
Yeah, drippies. Extra drippies.
I don't want those.
Number one, they'll take forever to dry.
But yes, and they'll get stuck to something over here, and then I'll be really angry.
They just cause problems.
Angry. I'm not going to do that one. I'm not going to do that one. Here, let's take this one. This is kind of boring.
Boring usually means that it was happy, slappy, and causing way too much joy.
That's too
much. Good God. I don't want to give people a false sense of joy.
Now look at that.
There you go. There she is. That's her.
Evening out some of the.
Oh, that's funny.
And I don't always even them out. I really don't. But you can see that the paint really works down in there. And look at all the layers that we've got going on here.
And that titanium white is very interesting. And what I mean by that is that, so you notice how she utilized it on the gel plate and then would bring in those different washes and mixes, and how the paint pigment grips to it. And how then, now that she's doing these kind of, kissy roller business that's happening now, again, how it attaches and gets highlighted by the white, which is the titanium white.
And if you do have, and this is where the gauze and titanium white, I love them together, because you can recover. And see, now we've completely gotten away from the brayer off business.
Right, that is just purely adding those color splotches in the background. You don't see the lines of the hard brayer lines.
I mean, some of them are still there, but there's so much more interest going on in other places.
It's like they've been buffed out a little here and there.
Yes. And I love this down here. and it's repeated up here somewhat, and I think that that's
Mhm.
working really, really nicely. And, you know, I'm going to show all of these in their different guises here, but now see, this is the one where I did the very dry flop off.
Please don't make that one sad.
Okay.
You should just hand it to me. And,
I should just hand that to
I
you.
like it, and I have, it could go in my happy little thing.
And look at my nice little brayer off I've
plans
got
for.
going here.
Like, it had enough grunge to it that it wasn't like, oh my God, pristine and cute.
Yeah.
But it was still like, hey,
Didn't make you
I'm
think
still
about
happy.
farting rainbows and
Unicorns could still be involved.
yeah. Definitely.
Anyway, you have 5 minutes.
What?
This is why I told
The
you.
end? It's the end?
Hi, you know, Liz Jean commented earlier about making 3-hour lives in 2025. I don't know about that, but it's not like we couldn't
we got
fill
to
the time.
hurry up and do something here.
But, you know, we also run the PM Artist Studio shop and this, that, and the other. And, I mean, I don't know. I don't know about 3 hours. I don't know about that.
Okay, we're going to do a different thing.
We're not
here
gamers.
With white. I could go to my heavy body. It says closed. I'm not sure it's closed. It's semi.
That is her terminology, and that's basically because she wrote
it
open
wasn't
on there.
It wasn't on the thing.
Right. And she was unsure.
All right, so this is fluid acrylic white. Just regular titanium fluid acrylic white. Nothing added to it, straight out of it. It's virgin paint.
I guess what I could do is just shut this stream down, and then I could put the top. I could turn off our face cams. Turn off all the sound, because she says things and does things that are probably not for
Very
the average
inappropriate
person to consume. And then just let her go.
Okay, here we go. Now, this titanium white is going to be slightly transparent. It's not like wholly moly transparent, but somewhat.
Oh, Becky, I have my sort of flannel shirt on. It's cotton, but you know, it's
Isn't this wonderful? Now
my
look at
holy
this.
G. I love that.
I think this is absolutely stunning.
That's Tudor Rose over. Is that Happy Stream?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to bring this one back in, put it down. I don't know that I'm going to be able to lift much off because that fluid acrylic dries like super fast, but we might get something on this.
Tegan really likes the idea of just, you know, when we shut down a stream, if you keep going, I can come back on with a, you know, after the stream, just top cam, no face cams, no sound, no chat. So nobody's here because I got things to do.
Now look at that. That's just starting to be really, really interesting. Okay, next stage to that one.
Yeah, PCAM. Now, I can't guarantee that, you know, at some point in time, food items may show up. Although maybe this would train you not to eat up here.
Oh, I don't think that'll be. I'll be like that woman that goes off and, you know, brushes her teeth and
She's talking about from
takes
long
a potty break
time
and-
ago. This just like the most bizarre thing that we've ever witnessed. But it's just like,
She
why
made
are
some
we
really
here?
good art when she finally decided she's going to do it, but she's waiting for people to show up. Hey,
Yeah.
you know, my feeling about that is
I think
snooze, you lose.
Yeah, you just get into it.
Snooze, you lose.
Yeah, you just get into it.
I'm not into waiting for people.
No.
I do not do that well.
I told Becky
don't-
that the other day about like when she goes live, I'm like, dude, just get into it. People show up.
You know, and after a while, those people that, you know, don't show up on time, they're going to get it because now look at this.
Again, with the Tudor Rose plus happy stream in the background. It's really interesting with the little lines that do kind of come together. It's almost like the flowers are just falling, or it's very cool.
And the mixture in here of I am assuming it is the gloss glazing liquid, because I was running kind of low
and
on
because you're getting that sheen.
And it really makes everything so translucent
Mm-hmm.
and adds just that slight bit of color to it.
Yes, we did, Christy.
What?
She's like, did we do the giveaway? We did. We did about 15 minutes ago because we didn't want to, like, hit the end and then totally forget, because that's usually what happens.
Okay, and I'm just,
Hello,
I
Alyssa.
don't know that I will do that, though. I'm hesitant to do that.
Carrie, that is completely understandable. And I think a lot of times what happens, especially with long streamers, and this is what I do even with some of the long streamer people that I watch that talk about all sorts of things, I come in and out. And I think that that's probably what happens here. In fact, I'm pretty sure of it, just watching like kind of the numbers of who's viewing.
I just think this is so incredibly wonderful, because it's really, you can replicate certain parts of this, but this whole feel of this is really difficult, because there's so many variables there that you just can't account for when you're like processing something and you want it to be. All right, I'm just going to go through them real quick and then we'll be done.
Because we're running over.
We're running a bit over. Is that okay?
Yeah. I mean, people start heading out, but that's all right.
Okay, so we got a good one here. This was good. This was good.
Yes.
We're still not finished with it, but.
I love that.
And this is really heavy. And I wish you could. You see, I'm going to turn it in the light.
And a lot of paint. It's got texture, like
it has actual,
not just the visual.
You can feel it. It's braille. I think this is so wonderful.
And that was like the poopiest print. It really was. And it's been bothersome for some time.
Yes. And here's the other poopy one. And I know because it's
that is the more poopy one. Sorry, yes.
This is on the special paper. But look at that.
Oh, take care, Darcy.
I mean, isn't that just wonderful?
Bye, Jerry.
And we just did this one.
Uh-huh.
This one might need a transparent layer.
It just to tap back the brightness of the white that is still sort of glaring, because your eye gets drawn over to that side, and then you're like, and you're losing out on the kind of cool stuff that really is happening over there. I agree with that.
Yes. Okay, and we did this one just from a brayer off. It still needs lots of work, but
oh yeah, because that's only two. That's 2 layers or 2-ish. We're gonna go ish.
One brayer and
then a bit of purple, and then the turquoise again.
Yeah. So it already has 3 layers on it. But look at this now. I'm going to put this in the light. Can you see it?
Mm-hmm. Can you see it? Can you see it? How about now? Can you see it? That's my Grace Helbig. Love you, girl.
So it was just this plain orange. And actually, it's not black. It's dark purple.
And keep in mind, even from, if you kind of rewind back to when she first pulled that off, how much whiter the white was. Now that it is soaking in, it's going to alter even more. That was the case of even, so that print that she showed in the very beginning, and I was like, hey, remember what that one looked like with the purple and all of that in the bubble business? As they dry, they will alter further. So keep that in mind with things. Don't like just be like, oh, when it pulls off and you're like, that's not what I wanted to happen. Give it a minute.
Give it a minute. And it really is true. And remember, this is a flop. This was the flop off with the
the
circles and lines.
Mm-hmm. Lizzie Jean would like that first poopy paper flop off business one. She wants that print.
Oh, the poopy paper one?
The first one with the turquoise. Nope, that's the second one. And nope, go to the other side of it. She doesn't see it. Never mind. I'll show it to her. All right. Are we good? Is that everybody? Good. All right. Thank you all for hanging out. We will be back here tomorrow for Mariah Makes. I am going to hopefully finish out the little book that I'm doing. Might start a new one. might dive into the color combo, and I have some thoughts on drawing. So all of those things, there's a lot. But I might just, tap into a little bit of this and a little bit of that, because that's kind of how I'm feeling. Alrighty, my arty friends.
Love you.
Leica.
Long haul.
It's best when she starts. Bye, guys.
Bye. Oh, look, and I still have a stack here, Mariah.
Yeah, piles.